I'm just saying. I just ran away from your place 10 miles away. What do you think I'm going to do when I get out of school? I'm not going back to that house. I'm going to Mama's house. But you know, there's always a plan. There's always a plan. So the plan is to keep me at this temporary home until the spot opened up at the Bluegrass Boys Ranch. I'm from the city. We got street lights. And the only ranch I know is ranch dressing. So they took me down roads of Lexington, Kentucky I didn't even know existed. We got to, I said, oh God. We pulled up in the car, and all the boys, man, on this hot summer day, man, all the boys are like, you know, they get, all of a sudden when a new kid come in, now they want to be all friends. They get together, they're all like looking at me. And then one of them looks at me and goes, yeah, we're going to kick you. I said, what? I told the son, you can't leave me here. They're going to kill me. So the one young kid that was at the facility came over there at the ranch, came over, helped me with my bag, you know, took the garbage bag. We went back to the back room where all the boys stayed at. And so they put my stuff about the back. Then all of a sudden the social worker and the director went to talk, and all of a sudden you hear the pitter-patter of all the kids running towards back. And so I'm back there. And the big kid wanted to let me know who was in charge. All right. So he comes up to me, says a couple words, and he goes, bam! I said, oh! And then I rushed it back and I started running, because I told you I was fast. So I took off running down the hallway, and all I saw was like an exit sign like that. So I turned right, and it led through the kitchen. And I'm running, and I saw outdoor, so I'm going outdoor. But on my way out, I saw a big giant block of knives. So I'm like, yeah. Shing! And I ran outside, and I'm standing in the grass. And I got that knife in my hand, just like this. And that big kid comes to me, he goes, yeah, I'm going to kick you out. I was like, yeah, come on, get some. So I carve a G on you. And so the kid started walking towards me, but he knew about the director because he'd been there, but I didn't. So I'm standing, I'm holding this knife, and the director, he must have been 9'6", 9'7". Because this is what it sounded like when he started walking towards me. And he walks up on me while I got the knife. And he walks right up on me and goes, give me the knife, George. I said, I ain't giving you. And then he did something that scared the holy mess out of me. He said, oh yeah, you're going to give me the knife. And started chewing on his tongue. I said, ah! He picked up the knife, and I said, he goes, you're going to be disciplined for your actions, and blah, blah, blah. This. I said, don't kill me. So we're back in there, and I thought tonight, I said, man, I'm getting out of here. I can't take this. I'm going to run. And I forgot that I was in the country. So the door by the computer room all the boys stayed, you could go out, but you can't get back in. So I did the fake sleep, make sure everybody was asleep. I was all like, I tiptoed out the door, and I started running down. All of a sudden I realized, I looked around, I was like, I can't see! And in the background, all I heard was, So I find the road, and the trees are coming over the road, but the moonlight is like coming through the trees, and I looked, I was like, all of a sudden it looked like the tree said, hey little boy. I said, ah! And I started running back towards the light of the ranch, and I get to the door, and the director is right there waiting on me. And you know, he's like looking at me like this. He's like trying not to laugh because I'm coming in. I can't even talk about it. And he's like, I said, the trees said they were going to eat me. And he's like, you like to be a George? And that night I vowed to never run again. And I hate trees. So I stayed there for a couple of years, but I was still getting in trouble. And I was still getting in trouble. There was a lady, though, that I told you about, my angel. She pressed education from the moment we met her. But I'll talk about her a little bit later as I go along. But there was another lady, a 4th grade teacher. Her name was Holly Evans from Deep Springs Elementary. I remember I stole that big kid who hit me. He had some polo cologne, you know, the green. At 80 years old, you shouldn't be wearing no polo anyway. You know, but he had the green bottle polo, and I didn't know how to put cologne on. So I remember going, what? I was like, I can't smell it. I got on the bus, everybody was like, I got to my 4th grade class. My teacher said, she came in, she goes, what's this man? Man, the whole class went, George. They sent me home while I was smelling so bad. Stayed there for a couple of years, but I was still getting in trouble. And there was one day particularly where I decided to go into the director's office when nobody else was there. And I walked to his office / apartment, and sitting on the right hand side. Oh, that's a cute little kid right there. Sitting on the right hand side was a sleeve. You know the sleeves you get at the bank with the money in them? And it had all this money. I was minding my own business. And that sleeve said, hey, George. I said, It said, take me. I said, okay. So I took it, and I went home, and I came back to the ranch with a new bike. The director knew what was going on. He came up to me, and he started walking towards me, and he was doing this. He said, hey, George, where'd you get your bike? I said, my daddy bought it? And he knew darn well my father had nothing to do with my life. So then, his eyes started bursting into flames. I said, I stole your money. And he said, all right, call the social worker. Social worker come to get me. Come pick me up in a gold MR2. And the only reason why I remember this, out of all my social workers, let me tell you something. The only reason why I remember her is because she was freaking fine. Good God, she was hot. Man, I used to look I was about 13 at the time. I used to look at her. I said, I'll stop stealing if you be my girlfriend. And she put me in the car, and she took me up Interstate 75. And usually when they took me to places, I could always see, and stay awake to wherever we was going, right? But for some reason, I fell asleep. And when I woke up, I saw all these trees. I was like, oh! And then off in the distance, I see all these big buildings in the back. And I said, what are those buildings back there? She said, that's Cincinnati. I said, Cincinnati? Where's Lexington? She said, I think it's about 90 miles away. I said, 90 miles? So I'm upset, right? You know why? Because I can't run. So I was like, okay. If that's the way it's going to be, then that's the way it's going to be. So I walk in immediately thinking, if I get in trouble, they'll take me back to Lexington. So I walk in, I'm all like, boom! And I hit the first kid I saw. But like their staff must have been trained in some like mixed martial art, kung fu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, because that dude got up on me like this, and all of a sudden I was like, and I'm saying things that a 13-year-old should be like, I'm like, and he's just like Zen calm. He's like, so get off me. I can't get off of you because you're not being very well right now. And I'm like, get off me. I can't breathe. Well, if you couldn't breathe, then you couldn't talk like that, now could you? I'm like, what? So I stayed there, didn't go home, man. They wouldn't let me do anything. My attitude was crappy. I mean, I was just bad, this bad kid. So about a year after being there, I was like, yeah, I'm tired of not getting all these privileges. I'm tired of seeing all these other kids get to do this, get to do that. I'm stuck here. So I hashed a plan. I said, I'm good at being bad. Let me fake being good. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fake being good. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to pull Houdini on all of these adults. So one night, we got finished eating dinner. I didn't say nothing to none of the adults. I waited until all the boys got finished eating. Went up to them. You finished eating? Grab the plate. You finished eating? Grab the plate. You finished eating? Grab the plate. And as a boy, I know, you gotta always make sure the adults are looking. So I grabbed the plate, started walking towards the kitchen. Yeah, they looking. Went there, scrape, put it on the pan, put it on the pan, make sure they're looking. All right, cool. Next day, go get the garbage without being told. I'm making sure the adults are looking. Take it outside to the dumpster, throw it in the dumpster. We'll get the wood shop on Friday, which nobody wants wood shop because that's when you get the dirties. I said nothing. We got finished doing our skills, grabbed the industrial broom, dust all over the place. All of a sudden, the director comes up here. Come here. Listen. Are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm okay. He was like, no. But my whole plan, I had a plan for everything. Fake it. I'm going to fake being good. And so that Monday when they had the morning staff meeting by our room, I could hear them talking. They was like, man, you see Duvall? Yeah, he's been great. He's been stepping up to the plate. He took out the garbage. Man, he's a good kid. I'm like, my plan is working. So a year and a half go by, and they come up to me because my attitude is getting better. They come up to me because my attitude is getting better. They said, have you ever thought about foster care? I was like, I don't know. I said, will it get me out of here? They said, yeah. I said, well, yes, I have. Yes, I sure have. So they sent out the flyers to the community. You know what I'm saying? They sent out all the flyers to the community. And one Sunday, all the kids get dressed up in a nice little nudge, you know, make sure they look good. And the people who are interested in foster care come in. And all the kids are all standing there like nothing's wrong. We're all like, hello, man. Your daughter sure is beautiful, just like you. I'm like, dude, I think I got one. But then these kids come running towards me. And we start talking all of a sudden. And then I was like, come on, man, let's go outside and play. So we went outside. We started playing on the baseball field. We started playing a little baseball, started throwing balls, and then the kickball and all this little chase. And I could see by the house, where the boys' home, these people looking. And evidently they liked the fact that I was getting along with their kids. So that following week, the director comes to me and said, there's a family that wants to take you to Frisch's. Now, everybody knows Frisch's, right? Now, I got to ask that because up in Maine, they're like, what is Frisch's? So they took me to Frisch's. Daughter, mom, father, me, their youngest son, oldest son. So I'm sitting beside the father. And the older, they're like, oh, yeah. So, hey, George, what you want to do is you want to get you a big boy, and you want to get you an extra tartar sauce so you can dip your fries in. And the brothers are going, So I said, okay. So we get I get the big boy, get the fries with the extra tartar sauce, get finished with it all, and like in unison, all three of the males that were there at the same exact time did like this. Whoo! So I'm all up on the table, I'm all like, well, they did, I just. And then the father goes, I know you're not done yet. I was like, I don't know. And then he called the waitress over there. And then he started whispering at the waitress. He's like, and then he points at me. I'm like, I know he ain't gonna try to stick me with this bill. What's this? So the waitress leaves and comes back. And she's got this big old hot fudge sundae with that big cherry on top. And she set it in front of me. I was like, what? I have to go to the restroom. I'll be right back. So I go to the restroom. Make sure ain't nobody in there. I look into the first stall. Look at the second stall. Then I go to the mirror. And I look myself in the face and I go, this family's rich. They can afford dessert. God let them pick me. There wasn't a crumb left on that plate. So we started getting along very well. So they come get me on Friday, bring me back Friday evening. Social work approved. They come get me, bring me back on Saturday afternoon. Things get on even better. Pick me up on Friday at the church on Sunday. They bring me back there. A couple of months of doing that. Bada bing. They're my foster parents. But make no mistake, my whole plan was to get back to my mama, my brothers and sisters in Lexington. No plan. So by this time, I'm pushing almost 14. So I know this is going to be easy to do. My attitude has changed, right? My attitude attitude has changed, and by this time I know two things. No one cares about foster kids. So that's going to be easy. And two, they can't love me or care about me because I'm black and they're white. So this is going to be easy. So we get in there for the first time, staying at their family as an official family member. It was funny. They came up the steps, man. They moved the older son out to like a little room for his own and put me in there with their youngest son. Their daughter had a room. You hear him come up the steps. The daughter was the first room they went into, and you could hear him, "Good night, Tanya. Good night, Mom. Good night, Dad. Love you too." And then they came in our room. Their son was the first baby scene, and Mom was over in the corner. And I'm sitting there watching them. They go over to their son, pull the covers back, pull him over, kiss him on the head. "Good night, Shannon. Good night, Mom. Good night, Dad. Love you." I was like, "Oh, that's so cute." Then all of a sudden they looked at me. I was like, "Oh no. Oh no." This is how it played out in my mind, like a scary movie. "Good night, Shannon. Good night, Mom. Good night, Dad. We love you." All of a sudden I grabbed the cover. I'm like, "No." And they pulled the covers back. And they kissed me on the head. Said, "Good night, George. Good night, George. We love you." I said, "All right." I didn't know how to deal with that. Where I'm from, Mama go to bed. But you ever had that feeling? You ever had that feeling where something like, you know that, like, "Ow, why is this hurting?" When you're laughing, something feels so good, like, you can't stop smiling. That was the first time that I had ever been legitimately told that I was loved. And so let me tell you what it did to me. So I have 3 kids. My daughter's 16, my son's 12, and my youngest is 6. And so I'm down in the basement in my cave, and I hear my oldest daughter, before my youngest one was born, talk to my son. She's like, "Okay, you gotta do the dishes. I'll dry. You gotta put those there." And I'm hearing it, and I'm like, "Yeah, I like the way that sounds." So I get all daddy voice. You know daddy voice. "Hey! Y'all need to get downstairs right now." They're like, "What you do? What you do?" And they get to the bottom of the step, and they don't want to know. I've got to look. And they don't even want to walk. They got to shuffle. I said, "Y'all got 5 seconds. 5, 4. Yeah, Daddy. Yeah, what's wrong?" I said, "Look, I got something I want to say to both of y'all right now. I love you." They're like, "Oh, Daddy, we love you too. We thought we was in trouble." But that's the feeling that it left me with. But this family was weird though, man. At least I thought they were weird because they ate food that didn't involve the government. I didn't know how to take that. I mean, they had like real cheese. You know the big square block of government cheese? Disguised as Velveeta? This lady could take a knife and cut through that cheese like this. Zoom, zoom, zoom. And you know darn well if you ever ate government cheese, there's no such thing as cutting through government cheese like this. Zoom. It's like this. And you can't cut it straight, it's all chunked up. And on Saturdays when we come in from playing outside, she'd open up the top of her peanut butter can. Her peanut butter said, "Fresh." And if you ever ate government cheese, government peanut butter, you don't even know it's peanut butter. What does it say on the front? Don't act like y'all, I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm talking about. What's the front of government peanut butter say? USDA.
Yeah, well.
USDA. It don't even say what? USDA what? We don't know. You gotta open up and find out. And then you try to put it on the government bread? And government bread said, "Help me." You try to spread it, and just try to spread it, and just get all caught up. You just get mad and be like, "Ah, the hell, whatever." That's why people from the 80s, they ate government food. We got big jaws up. And you better have some water, something to drink. Cause you're gonna mess around and get choked. I was dressing different. I went up there wearing hammer pants. I come back to the hood on home visit wearing tight Levi's. I'm talking tight. with penny loafers with dimes in them. I used to walk with a the swag. Now I'm like, I ain't even, what's up, y'all? I'm like, I had a Gumby. And I had bad hair. You know, for people to go into the barbershop, you know, every time I walked in the barbershop, oh man. Come on, they get together, they start playing rock, paper, scissors, see who will cut my hair. Come on, you better not break my clippers. I used to watch my younger brother, man. He used to get ready. And when we get out the shower, he pressed play on his tape deck, and I picked up his cassette, and he's like, he's doing all this right here. And I picked up his cassette, and I was like, man, those are some pretty girls. He's like, dude, those ain't girls, that's poison. I was like, whatever. So I see him, man, he dipped his hand in this little goopty-goo, throw it, and he fling his hair all the way around. And then he take his big silver can, I was like, man, he looks cool. So, if he looks cool, I look cool, I have to do what he did. Gumby. So I reached into his jelly-like substance. God, I tried to run my fingers through it, but it just wouldn't happen. So I just did an old Afro pack. And the shape of my Gumby. Then I took this big silver can of Aquanet. Man, it looked like Spider-Man just went, whoa! All over my head. I was going home one time, and I was in Lexington, was riding through downtown with my friend from Lex, and his brother was driving, and his brother's friend was in the passenger seat. Me and Larry was in the back. So man, they go through and they turn to the radio. He's turning the radio. Then all of a sudden I said, oh, right there. And I go, yeah, pour some sugar on me. And the dude driving, Larry's brother driving, was like, and I said it serious as a heart attack. I said, what? I'm hot, sticky, sweet. All of a sudden, Larry's brother like this. Hey, man, you don't have to get your white butt out of my car, man. And they messed around one time, this family messed around, and they forgot the one thing that anybody of color should always have. People of color, what should you never run out of? I know I see 3 or 4 of y'all in here, come on. Lotion! White people said it before the black people did. What is this world coming to? They ran out of lotion, so we're going swimming. Only thing they had on a hot August day is Vaseline. Vaseline in a country road. I get out and I'm all like, splash, splash, bling. We start walking down the road. I'm like, hey, y'all gonna have to slow down. Why is my skin boiling? But the good thing about having all that Vaseline on, I was the only kid that could dive into the pool, just come out, shake, try, and just keep on walking.